Shalum. Shalom and welcome. Welcome to the White Roads Family Channel. If you're tuning in for the first time, my name is Symmanayah, and these are the words I'm compelled to present before an awakening set-apart nation. If you're looking at the screen, you'll see a slide that says White Roads Family. I invite you to visit Revelation 7th chapter and ask yourselves, what are the white robes that the great multitude and 144 witnesses are wearing, and what do they symbolize? Is it literal, spiritual, or both? I believe both. You will notice also on the slide it says Hebrews and Gentiles made one by Yahusha. You see, on the surface of these earthen vessels, we have Hebrews by race, and then there's all other nations. That's what Gentiles mean, all other nations. In the matter of Yashar'al and Esau or Edom, that's talking about the set-apart nation of Yashar'al versus the wicked nation of Edom or Esau. And there are some Israelites among Edomites, among other nations, who are not part of the set-apart nation of Yashar'al. But before I continue, let me say this. The views expressed in these words do not reflect the views of the owners, managers, sponsors, and or shareholders of this message. They don't reflect the shareholders, the sponsors. Let me continue. If you're looking at this slide, you'll see the final Exodus countdown 2023. For I believe in the month known as December, by the 21st of this year, it would become evidence that there will be a final Exodus and that it would be in motion. From four corners of the earth, Yashar'al will come by the guidance of the chosen leaders of the Almighty Father Yahuah. Then you see on this slide, if you're looking at it, Yahuah, he who is the beginning and the end, Alpha and Omega, Aleph, Tah, Spirit everywhere at all times, who manifests his word under the name Yahusha. Yahushua reflects his manifest word before us. And if you look at John 14:26, you will see that Yahuwah sent his spirit to speak and guide and teach us and comfort us in Yahusha's name. And many will get to know what that means in the days ahead. In this segment, my brothers and sisters, I believe the spirit of Yahuwah that came to me in Yahusha's name compelled me to present this message as it relates to Yashar'al's condition and transformation that lies ahead. It is for that reason I am compelled to call this segment Treat It as Trash to Treasure. I will lay out the argument, my brothers and sisters. I will lay out the picture, the story that tells, though we are treated as trash, we will soon be treated as the treasure of Yahuwah and become surprised. But it will not come without work, without transformation, without discipline. Treat it as trash to treasure. My brothers and sisters, I talk about the final Exodus. I want to take a look at the final Exodus, some scriptures regarding the final Exodus, some of which I have mentioned before, some a while back, some most recently. But let's visit them again, O Yashar'al. Come with me. Let's visit Isaiah. Isaiah 11:12. For it reads, and he shall raise a banner for the nations and gather the outcasts of Yashar'al and assemble the dispersed of Yehudah from the four corners of the earth. There are people among us who will say, no one is getting left behind, and they'll show you the scripture and say, see there, it says in the scripture, no one is left behind. I want you to know this, Yashar'al. There will be martyrs for Yahusha's name. There'll be those who face physical death before the final Exodus, before the physical return. Left behind, my brothers and sisters. No, there will not be a set-apart child of Yahuwah physically left behind during this final Exodus. But there will be those who will face death. and their spirit will be in the bosom of Abraham, that place, that resting place until the resurrection time. So there is some thing to understand when they say no one is left behind. There will be those who will shelter and provide the last words to those who are caught in destruction, letting them know this is part of Yahuwah's plan, and then they will face physical death. But they will go to the bosom of Abraham. Let me continue. Don't fall for the false sense of security that every last Hebrew, every last Israelite will be gathered before the physical, those who believe in this Exodus before the physical return of Yahushua. Isaiah 43:5-7 says, "Do not fear, for I am with you. I shall bring your seed from the east and gather you from the west. I shall say to the north, give them up. To the south, do not keep them back. Bring my sons from afar, my daughters from the ends of the earth. All those who are called by my name, whom I have created, formed, even made for my esteem." For his esteem. You see, Yashar'al, the scriptures wouldn't tell us we'll be martyrs for Yahushua's name. The scriptures wouldn't tell us that some will be led astray. The scripture wouldn't tell us that there will be those that will stumble and fall if it was not true. You see, there will be the stragglers, the unbelievers, those who are late, but their spirit will go to the bosom of Abraham, because destruction is coming, O Yashar'al, a destruction that I believe will be as a closing scroll, forcing man to return back to the region where life began. Visiting Jeremiah. Let me read this. Come with me to Jeremiah 23rd chapter, verse 2-4. It reads, "Therefore thus said Yahuwah, the Almighty One of Yashar'al, against the shepherds who feed my people. You have scattered my flock, driven them away, and have not tended to them. See, I am punishing you for the evil of your deeds, declares Yahuwah. Therefore I shall gather the remnant of my flock out of all the lands where I have driven them, and shall bring them back to their fold, and they shall bear an increase." Does that sound like something phenomenal is happening, to bear an increase that makes us important, that would make us as a treasure? He's saying, "I shall raise up shepherds over them, and they shall feed them, and they shall fear no more, nor be discouraged, nor shall there be lacking, declares Yahuwah." My brothers and sisters, there will be famine increased across the planet. He who possesses the food will be as a treasure. He who finds favor receiving fresh water and abundance of it will be as treasure. I submit to you, O Yashar'al, soon and very soon, treasure will be food and fresh water. And he who possesses it in abundance will be the set-apart children of Yashar'al, gathered from the four corners of the earth. Let's visit Ezekiel. Ezekiel 11 chapter, verse 16-20 reads, "Therefore say, thus saith the Master Yahuwah, although I have sent them far off among the nations, although I have scattered them among the lands, yet I was for them a set-apart place for a little while in the lands to which they came. Therefore say, thus saith the Master Yahuwah, I shall gather you from the peoples, and I shall assemble you from the lands where you have been scattered, and I shall give you the land of Yashar'al." It's not talking about just this little piece of strip of land called Israel as we know it today. It's talking about the promised land, which borders the Euphrates and the Nile from east to west. The land that is promised to Abraham. He goes on in the 18th verse, "And they shall go there. They shall take away all its disgusting matters and all abominations from there. And I shall give them one heart and put a new spirit within you. And I shall take the stony heart out of their flesh and give them a heart of flesh, so that they walk in my laws and guard my right rulings, and shall do them, and they shall be my people, and I shall be their Almighty One." Yashar'al, when the world see that a stiff-necked people is refined and rise up, we will become the envy of the world. We will be identified as the treasure, the jewels of the Almighty Father Yahuah. And as the world is wakening up to who the true children are, some have begun to look at us as the jewels of Yahuah, as his treasure. Some have begun to envy us. Believe it or not, don't believe every African that says they're Hebrew. Remember, there are Hamites. Hamites, my brothers and sisters. Hamites. Edomites. And I'm not saying Edomites is the white people. I'm saying Edomites are all other nations who fight against the set-apart nation of Yashar'al. Just like the set-apart nation of Yashar'al have sojourners, the wicked nations of Esau and Edom had some Israelites with them. A stiff-necked people, my brothers and sisters, will be refined. Those who are his. Remember in Revelation 3:19, he said, I discipline those that I love. Be ardent and repent. Remember Hebrews 12th chapter that talks about the discipline, the refining, that he who is a consuming fire will do for his children, for us. Consider the life in these words, my brothers and sisters, as I continue. Come to Exodus 32nd chapter, 9th verse. Exodus 32:9. Exodus 32:9 reads, And Yahuwah said to Moshe, I have seen this people, and see, it is a stiff-necked people. My brothers and sisters, knowing that even though years have passed, we still see demonstration of a stiff-necked people. Knowing that Revelations 3:19 says that the Almighty Father disciplined those whom he loved. Hebrews talk about being chastened, and no chastening for the present seem joyous, but afterwards it yields a peaceable fruit of righteousness. With the polishing, the refinement that is coming. As destruction come, but the hand of Yahuwah proved to be over his children, that he have designated to fulfill this final exodus. I submit to you, O Yashar'al. We will grow to be known as the treasure of Yahuwah, with many envying us. And when I brought up Hamites and Edomites, there are so-called blacks who want to say that they're Israel, but they are Hamites. There are some Hamites that have taken on the characteristics of Judaism, characteristics of what they see among the synagogue of Satan, to make you think that they know that they're Jews, and they're not. There are people that want to even say that the whole continent of Africa is the promised land, or South Central Africa is the promised land. Everyone is envious and desires to be partakers of the treasures of Yahuwah, including where he would put his children. Yashar'al, Yashar'al. Let me continue. Stiff-necked people. Change is coming, though. Exodus 33:2-3 says, I shall send my messenger before you, and I shall drive out the Canaanites, the Amorites, the Hittites, the Perizzites, the Hivites, and the Jebusites, to a land flowing with milk and honey. For I do not go up in your midst because you are a stiff-necked people, least I consume you on the way. He going up because we will be a refined people, polished treasure. Unity will come, O Yashar'al, and it will come at the sacrifice of disobedience. It will come at the sacrifice of our egos. My brothers and sisters, the time is coming to discuss and seek guidance regarding identifying true set-apart expectations that are revealed by the Spirit of Yahuwah in Yahusha's name. Yahusha, his word, It's time to discuss these expectations and what must be done. Some of you can begin to move in the Western Hemisphere, and I believe you will move to the Commonwealth of Virginia, for I believe that's where the exodus from the Western Hemisphere will be in mass. And you heard me read a remnant, and you heard me speak of a great multitude in Revelation 7th chapter. In order to have a remnant and a great multitude, you compare the great multitude to the population of the entire world, and that great multitude is a remnant. You see, O Yashar'al, we can pray and seek answers, and I believe the Spirit of Yahuah brought to me understanding of how you can have a remnant and a great multitude, and I present that definition to you. In Yahusha's name, I believe his word came to me and made it clear. Treat it as trash. Could Abba Yahuah be allowing conditions that will make us move, make us gather? Could he be preserving us, but out of our rebelliousness, we're facing some disheartening pain, mistreatment? I believe, O Yashar'al, soon and very soon, the mistreatment that we find ourselves facing because of our rebellion, because of being stiff-necked, those who fall in that category, soon we will realize we need to be together. Not talk it, do it. Start moving. Some of you know how to transition. Some of you can work from home in Virginia until that final day to leave. Some of you have jobs that can transition. There are jobs here in Virginia where you can work. There are many ways to get sustainable income until that gathering and getting on the ships and leaving the Western Hemisphere. Some of you know how. Some of you will ask. Some of you will learn, and some of you will move. Others will talk about movement, but no action. Soon, O Yashar'al, when it becomes clear how much we are the treasure of Yahuah, then the treasure will want to be with treasure. Don't wait till it's too congested and everybody wants to be where the treasure is. Everybody want to be with the people who finds favor in Yahuah. Do you believe food and water will become the most valuable resource? Do you believe the children of Yahuah are his children and his treasure? Believe it or not, the world will come to see us as the treasure of the Almighty Father. And the sooner we can let go of the baggage of trying to support our egos, hanging out with those we think are set apart, knowing that they contradict themselves in their teachings and practice. Yes, there are a lot of camps, fellowships, that talk about the 10 Commandments, the laws and statutes, and they're breaking them left to right. And we see it. There are some who see it. There are some who pursue true righteousness and see it, but they stay with these groups. Soon and very soon, my brothers and sisters, a great transformation will come. The treasure of Yahuah will be refined, polished, will stand out. The obedient ones will witness the favor of Yahuah more than we see today. Come with me, my brothers and sisters. I want to continue. Let's face the facts. We need water, food, fresh air, and refuge. And believe it or not, water and food will, I can't stress enough, will become the currency, the most coveted currency by those who truly seek to understand and live an abundant life. I want to read the following passages, for I believe they are important for such a time as this. In the fear of Yahuah is strong trust, and his children have a place of refuge. Do we not see man-made treasures of value locked in vaults, safes, and so forth, put in a safe place? Do you believe this verse is akin to the Almighty Father placing his children in the promised land, a place of refuge, a place where he wants his treasure to be until such time as Judgment Day? You see, when Yahushua talk about endless water, we can read a passage over and over and get so much more from it. Let me continue. As we grow in anticipation, let us fear Yahuah and trust him and witness him use those who he have anointed as guides to direct us to that place of refuge, a place where his treasure will be. Come with me to Proverbs 30, verse 5. Proverbs 30, verse 5 says, every word of Eloah is tried. He is a shield to those taking refuge in him. You see, my brothers and sisters, refuge in him, knowing that he's going to place us where we need to be, knowing that these earthen vessels some of them have an appointed time of death, some will transform at the coming of Yahushua. But he is our shield. He is our shield, not our ego, not our strongholds of erroneous teachings and practices. What will shield us is the power, the might, and the living words from the Almighty Father. Come with me to John 4:13 and 14. For it reads, Yahushua answered, said to her, everyone drinking of this water shall thirst again, but whoever drinks of the water I give him shall certainly never thirst. And the water that I give him shall become in him a fountain of water, springing up into everlasting life. Who is able to see that the words from Yahuwah are living? They are alive. They bring encouragement, focus, comfort, understanding, wisdom. Do you believe phenomenal favor will come to the children of the Almighty Yahuah? Consider he did make promises to us, O Yashar'al, promises that will reflect and prove that we are the treasure of Yahuwah. Genesis 22:15 through 18. The messenger of Yahuwah called to Abraham a second time from the heavens and said, by myself I have sworn, declares Yahuwah, because you have done this and have not withheld your son, your only son, that I shall certainly bless you, and I shall certainly increase your seed as the stars of the heavens and as the sand which is on the seashore. Let your seed possess the gate of their enemies, and your seed in your seed all the nations of the earth shall be blessed, because you have obeyed my voice. My brothers and sisters, I believe as we are awakened, as the world come to know who the true Hebrews are, and who the sojourners who journey with the true set-apart Hebrews, I believe, O Yashar'al, we will be identified as the treasure of Yahuwah. I believe also that the prophecy has been fulfilled. I believe the media has been hiding that true Yashar'al by race is as the sands of the sea. We see that the world is gradually beginning to recognize we are many in numbers, but not all that are Hebrew are set apart Hebrew. Know the difference between the treasures and those who follow the ways of the wicked. Yashar'al, O Yashar'al, there's more to consider regarding words from the Almighty Yahuwah. Consider these words. If end-time prophecies talk about famine, pestilence, and disease, drought, lack of food, do you believe those who possess food will be considered valuable? You see, sometimes the guardian, the possessors of the treasure, are treasured as well. Pray on these matters. Consider these words in Isaiah 30, verse 23 through 26. Isaiah 30, verse 23 through 26 says, "And he shall give the rain for your seed with which you shall sow the ground, and bread of the increase of the earth, and it shall be fat and rich, your cattle grazing in an enlarged pasture in that day." Will these be considered as treasured areas? And the oxen and the young donkeys that work the ground eat seasoned fodder, winnowed with shovel and fan. And on every high mountain and on every high hill, there should be rivers and streams of water in the day of the great killing, when the towers fall. Do you believe that those who receive these blessings, this favor, will be as treasure? Hold your head up, O Yashar'al. We are the treasure of Yahuah, and the world will grow to know it. It goes on to say, "And the light of the moon shall be as the light of the sun, and the light of the sun shall be sevenfold as the light of 7 days, in the day that Yahuah binds up the breach of his people and heals the wound of his blows." Yashar'al, O Yashar'al, let us yield to discipline. Let us yield to corrections. Let us understand a transformation is coming. Raise your head up, O Yashar'al. So much more to consider for identifying the treasure of the Almighty Father Yahuah. You are the treasure. Raise up and yield. The discipline, perceive it as a polishing, as a refining, as a cleaning up. The more we try to hold on to erroneous teachings, mistakes, the more we fight against correction. We war to the point it can slow the process down of revealing the treasure of Yahuah. Yashar'al, O Yashar'al, remember these words, O set-apart family. It is written. It is so. Malachi 3:6 said, "For I am Yahuah. I shall not change, and you, O sons of Yaakov, shall not come to an end." This is also reflected again in James 1:16 and 17. "Do not go astray, my beloved brothers. Every good gift and every perfect gift is from above, coming down from the Father of lights, with whom there is no change nor shadow of turning." Why is this important? As we are treated as trash, to be treated as treasure? Because Yashar'al have went through many cycles. Scattered because of our rebellion, mistreated because of our stiff-necked behavior, restored to fall again, restored. It's been an endless cycle. But I say to you, O Yashar'al, the final exodus leads up to the end. This cycle comes to naught. It ushers in the time when the physical return of Yahushua will be before us. And if someone is telling you the final exodus or that exodus meant then, and I've just shared with you that Yahuwah does not change, do you think that he's going to say, "Oh, I did that for them back then, I'm not doing it for you"? As we wrap up this matter, this life as we know it, he does not change, my brothers and sisters. Let us not go astray as we face the actions from the Almighty Father that magnify us as his treasure. The world will grow to envy the treasure of Abba Yahuah, the children of Yahuah. And it will grow to envy because as we come into the light, as we come into obedience, as we forge together in unity, the beauty of that unity, the beauty of the favor, the beauty of having food and water and refuge in the promised land, as the Almighty Father has set forth, will become the envy of the world. And ultimately, the one world government, the false prophet and the anti-Messiah, They will try and form their one world government. They will usher in the mark of the beast, but they will see Yashar'al not lacking anything in the promised land. Food, water. They will see Yashar'al as the treasure. And they will see that their system that they are creating and would have created is not working. And they will look at us as the treasure and the jewels of Yahuah. And they will gather in the valley of Megiddo with the intent to march against the children of Yahuah. And this will mark the physical return of Yahusha. The two witnesses will be the last shepherds proclaiming where we should be, what we should be doing, and proclaiming the need to look towards the rising of our sovereign, our king. Look at the actions that the Almighty Father will bring about, proving that we are the treasure, his treasure. Yashar'al, Yashar'al. And the two witnesses will tell those who are in what is now known as Jerusalem, you're in the wrong place. Go to the focal point, which would be the set-apart mountain, the true Jabal, the true Mount Sinai, the true mountain where Musa received the Ten Commandments. You see, millions will center around the true set-apart mountain, the true Mount Sinai, which is commonly known as Jabal. Don't fall for the missteps, the misdeeds, or those who are trying to suck you into believing that it's in South Central Africa. It is not, O Yashar'al. And when proof come, those who are physically alive will see the evidence. Some will see it only for a moment, because more destruction is coming than we realize. And in the wake of that destruction will be those who are alive to see and witness it and fulfill things that have been said regarding these final days. Yashar'al, O Yashar'al, I want you to take a moment. Consider these laws that they're passing lately. They are not friendly to the nation of Yashar'al. I posed a question on different occasions. Could we be getting hints to pursue movement? Could the Almighty Father be allowing these racist, these combative actions against the set-apart children of Yahuah for us to start saying we need to be each other's neighbor? We need to be close together. We need to start moving together, preparing for this final exodus. For some of you, you are receiving the conviction to move. If you don't know how or what details need to happen, ask questions. How do I do it? What steps must I take? And pray on the matter and watch the doors fly open to those who are chosen by the Almighty Father to fulfill this final exodus. Yashar'al, Yashar'al. And then there are leaders in various other countries that will rise up and gather Yashar'al at the borders of those specific countries before moving to the promised land. And Yashar'al know this: conditions will come that will clear the way for the promised land and clear out the enemy and make way for the children, the treasure of Yahuah. Again, I ask the question, could the conditions we see, these new laws popping up to isolate us? Yashar'al, if we believe and trust the Almighty Father, do we really want to be in a land that's getting ready to be destroyed? You see, the wicked think that, oh yeah, this is our country. The racists think that this is our country. I ain't going anywhere. And they want to chase us out. We need to change our mindset and prepare to move and start moving. Keep your state. Keep that city, that town, for soon it will be destroyed. Watch, O Yashar'al. Destruction is coming in such a way that we'll be surprised that we are alive to witness it. But it's coming. Treasures of Yashar'al, treasures of Yahuah, Know this, my brothers and sisters. Movement is coming. The days are approaching when we will move with eagerness and great pleasure. Treasures are kept in a safe place, my brothers and sisters. And I submit to you, we will be returned to the promised land and be recognized as the treasure of the Almighty Father Yahuah. Hallelujah! All praises to He who is the Almighty One. We need to begin to adjust our focus, our perception, identify true expectations, and act as the treasure of Yahuah. Respond as the treasure of Yahuah. Move, O Yashar'al. Move closer to the exit point. If you believe that you will be a participant of a final exodus, do you believe you're just going to be beamed from the middle of the United States or the West Coast or the upper Midwest or the South? There will be exit points. And I believe the most largest invisible exit point will be the state of Virginia. And the leaders, the chosen ones, will rise up, providing guidance on how to make it, to make that journey from where you are, for those who are in the Western Hemisphere. For those outside the Western Hemisphere, the other nations, there will be anointed ones that will meet you at the border, that will provide guidance. But keep in mind, O Yashar'al, Yahudah carries the scepter and will mark the lead of a great exodus. And the world will grow to know who we are. Unequivocally, O Yashar'al. Will there be those who just ignore us? Sure. But there will be many that will be jealous and envious and do not want necessarily to adapt to the ways of Yahuah. They just want the favor of water and food and unity. But there will be those of us who understand that there's so much work to be done to reflect unity. There's so much work to be done as the treasures of Yahuah. As His treasure, we will find maintenance in this discipline. Yashar'al, Yashar'al. Prepare to witness a great transformation. Treat it as trash to treasure. Becoming as refined gold by the discipline of Abba Yahuah, who comes in His word's name, Yahusha. And remember, Yahusha said, it is quoted in John 12:32, if He be lifted up, He'll draw all men to Himself. And our focus on the word of Yahuah, we will find ourselves coming together. And that would be the common point, the common thread that will yield the unity that is foretold, that is expected. Yashar'al, Yashar'al. There's much work to be done. Are you my brother? Are you my sister? Prepare to witness Abba Yahuah's answer. Are you His treasure? Am I His treasure? Are we His treasure? Prepare to witness proof and evidence ahead. Stay tuned, Yashar'al. There are details and processes that will become clear to the discerning in obedience. That is the key. And when I say discerning, I'm talking about when the Spirit of Yahushua reveals and makes known. When He uncovers, not man's cognitive and mental prowess. I'm talking about the Spirit of the Almighty Father who comes to us in Yahushua's name, who works in us, through us, one towards another. Pray and watch, O Yashar'al. The treasures of Yahuah will be magnified. You will see people treat us as valuable assets of the Almighty Father and more. Lift your heads up, O Yashar'al. The Almighty Father will not fail in His promises to His children. On that note, stay tuned. Much more to come. Let's communicate. Let's talk to each other. Let's be as iron sharpen iron. Let's know what it is to grow closer in unity. Let's know what it is to demonstrate courage and make the move closer to one another. For conditions will prove to make these things happen for some. On that note, shalom, my brothers and sisters. Shalom.